night we ride.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Dre. This is the Casual Beast for the Average Gamer. Just want to do a quick disclaimer about this. As most people who are familiar with my site know that I am equally a PC gamer and a console gamer. I'm not in one camp over the other. I do them both pretty much equally. I like both. So this is just explaining why this topic is a good thing for both sides. First of all, a lot of console gamers might not really know much about Planetside, and whatnot, because it's always been a PC game. But you're about to get indulged pretty quick here about it, because it is definitely coming to the PS4. I don't have a proof link, they haven't officially announced it, but they've given all the hints and everything set up for it. And I know SOE and Sony are gonna make that money, because the simple fact, and most PC only gamers hate to hear this, but the money is in console gaming. That's just where the people are. Whether you like PC gaming better or not, that doesn't matter. The money is to be made in console gaming. But that's a good thing, because that also can help the PC games. Okay, we'll get into that in just a second. Bottom line of this is, let me first start about the PS4. I know everybody's already, saw the presentation, whether you liked it or not, whatever. I don't care about that. The bottom line is, the PS4, the hardware is fucking impressive for what consoles are coming from. The fact that they put an 8-core Jaguar AMD in it, and the 8-core is a little bit misleading because it's a little bit of older tech internally. But some people who are really into this kind of thing have already broken it down, and you're basically going to be getting the equal performance of a Phenom 2 965-ish quad-core AMD processor. It's not a Phenom, but what they're saying is it's pretty much the equivalent of if you're doing PC gaming and you have a desktop. It's pretty much going to run like the equivalent of what a 965-ish, 965, 975-ish Phenom 2 quad-core would run. A lot of PC elitists are going to look at that and go, my Intel is 10 times better than that. Okay, but that doesn't matter. The whole point is, look what they're coming from. Okay? Consoles, what they previously had as far as a processor and what they're getting now, and that is a 10 times fold jump. That is huge for them. Okay, so that brings the processing levels, light years ahead as far as consoles go. It's pretty impressive that they're actually putting that in there. Okay, point number 2 about the hardware: 8 gigs of DDR5 memory. That is impressive. I'm sorry, but it is. A lot of PC gamers have 8 gigs of memory in their, in their entire desktop. Console, the PS3 had 256 megabytes of usable RAM before. The PS3. They're going from 256 megabytes of usable RAM to 8 gigs of DDR5. And they're going to have 176 gigabytes of memory bandwidth. Yes, in the PC world, some of your nerds and elitists, that's not, what they're not trying to, this is not going to be the top end PC. They're not trying to make, if they did, it'd price be $2,000, for consoles. You got to remember, this is still a console manufacturer. They're in it to make money. But for consoles, that is a huge jump. Okay, and then point number 3, the GPU. This is where they didn't even hold back. Trying to look here so I get my facts straight, and I'll have a link in the description about these breakdowns of it. The GPU they put in there, it is a special GPU. It is not, an exact copy of something that would go on a desktop. But basically, some guys who are really into this type of thing have already broken it down. The performance of the GPU inside the PS4 is going to be in between the level of a current HD 7850 and a 7870 2 GB model of what you might have in a desktop right now. The 7850 and 7870 are really good cards. They're not the top of the line, you know, the most expensive, but for bang for your buck in mid-level PCs right now that play Planetside and play pretty much every game out there, at least on medium or high, are pretty much the best bang for the buck. It is impressive that they're putting in a GPU that performs in between those two levels with 2 gigs of usable RAM memory-wise into a console. Remember, they're coming from nothing. I mean, the GPU that was in there before, I don't even know the specs, but it was terrible. It was way down. I mean, that is huge. Okay, that even makes it the console a little bit future-proof. So it is highly impressive where consoles are coming from, and the next step that PS4 has jumped. This next part here is quickly just towards the PC guys who might be reading this. This is a good thing, people. I don't know why. The last day or so, I've read so much hate on PC forums, especially like Planetside. PC gamers are oh, that sucks, and the hardware's still behind, and I don't want, console gamers to have this game and this and that. Why would you care? Stop being a fucking elitist. It's a good thing all around. You have to understand, the only way Planetside is going to stay alive, they need to make money off of the console version. As much as people want to love PC gaming and whatnot, there's 10 console gamers for every 1 PC game. Okay, and there's money to be made in console games. That's just fact. Whether you like it or not, whether you think it's full of kids or not, does not matter. There's money to be made. SOE is already on board with Sony in development, and I would not be surprised if they're already setting up the infrastructure to make Planetside 2 for PS4. Actually, I can't prove it, but I can pretty much guarantee it already. It's already in the works, okay, at some level, meaning they're already planning for it and whatnot. This game would be a huge hit as a launch release for PlayStation 4. Period. Console gamers would eat this up. You don't even have to give them 2,000 players. Just give them 1,000 on a continent, okay? Or 1,000 on a I don't know. The numbers, what I'm saying is they don't have to quite be as much as the PC kits, but still, this will trump any game that's ever been on console before. It trumps MAG, 256 players, it trumps everything. This is only a good thing. Even from the PC standpoint, the way that the PlayStation has finally got on board and they're making the infrastructure of the PS4 easy to develop, just like PCs, the same type of internal build, that makes it easier for developers to port games. Meaning, games that are cross-platform, multi-platform, that are come out on PC, Xbox and PlayStation. It is a lot easier now for them to optimize and make the ports better. If it's a console game and they port it to PC, it does not have to be dumbed down and non-optimized anymore because they didn't have to make a special way for PS3 or whatever like they did before, and then the PC version they just kind of throw together. Now the infrastructures are almost the same. Yes, there's different hardware, but the infrastructure is almost the same. It's so much easier to do. The Planetside 2 devs, a bunch of them already on Twitter have already said, wow, this is great. This makes it so much easier to port games back and forth because they can make them so much better because now they're working with the same type of setup. It's a good thing. It's going to make PC ports a lot better for console players. It's going to make console ports a lot better for PC players. It's only going to raise up because console hardware has come up. It's not to the level of full out, blown nerd PCs, no, but it doesn't need to be. The thing you got to understand is when they make Planetside 2, I'm using this as an example, they have to optimize it so it'll run for so many different setups because everybody on PC has a different setup because everything's interchangeable. It's not a standard set all the way across the board. It's not a standard CPU. It's not a standard level GPU. It's not a standard set of memory. Okay? So they have to make it, they can't quite optimize it as much because it has to be able to adjust to, 1,000 different setups. The console version, they can actually optimize it a lot better because it's one setup. It's one machine, Planetside. I'm sorry, one machine, PlayStation 2, because it's not going to come to Xbox. This is staying with the Sony thing. They got one processor, one set of, one level of RAM, one GPU to work with. You know what I mean? So they can optimize it even better on that because they don't have to have this broad arrangement. It can be specifically optimized for those settings because everybody will have those same settings. So the bottom line is, whether you like it or not, if you're a PC gamer, get ready for it. Consoles are about to get Planetside 2. It is not going to be playing consoles with PC gamers on the same server. No, it is an entirely separate setup for the console players. They will have their own servers. The game will look a little bit different, not as far as graphics, but as far as the UI, the interface, and they have to change some things with the controls to make it work for consoles. Even though you can use a controller right now on the PC version of the PC and play it, but there will be a few little slight changes. But they're gonna have their own servers and their own setup. I don't know if it'll be free to play or not. Even to me, if they charge $60, which what they probably should do on console and make that money, it's gonna sell like hotcakes, man. People are waiting for a good shooter. They are not gonna pass on a game where you can get that many players, in a game on dedicated servers. You can have a total war with air, ground, and everything in the mix. That is going to be a hit on PlayStation 4. And if Sony's smart, they will later announce it as one of their launch releases or just after that. But I'm telling you now, it's coming. And real quick, one of the links I'm gonna have in the description is John Smedley. He's one of the Sony high ups. He's one of the Sony online. What is it? Sony of America Online, whatever. SOE high ups. Instrumental in Planetside 2 for the PC. He already tweeted yesterday in the morning, "We are very excited about the PlayStation 4. Read into that what you will," with a smile on his face. Not knowing Smedley and whatever, it's basically him saying, yes, we are about to make Planetside a version of it for console, for PlayStation 4, because it has the power to run it now. It is easy to develop it for infrastructure, and they know it's about to make some major cash, period. But that only helps the PC version, because if they make a lot of money off the console version, that puts money into the PC version, and they can keep upgrading the servers and adding stuff PC-wise. So I don't get why a lot of these PC nerds are getting so upset about it. The better consoles are, the better PC games will be. Okay? Xbox, they better bring it, because I'm telling you, they're about to get left in the dust if they, keep focusing on trying to make the Xbox a freaking cable box and, all this other crap that gamers don't really care about. They better get their focus back on games, because Sony just kicked the door in. And I'm telling you, with SOE and Sony teaming up, Planetside is coming to the consoles, and it's about to be a big hit. Trust me. Even the console gamers that don't know about it, when they announce it and show it, people on consoles are going to be blown away. That's coming. I pretty much guarantee you that is coming. So we'll see. I'll wait for the official announcement, but I'm just giving you guys a heads up. It's definitely going to be coming to the consoles. I don't know if it'll be this fall. They might wait to spring. They might do it at launch with the PlayStation 4. They probably won't, because of Call of Duty and whatever during the fall, and then but still sometime soon after that, expect to start hearing about this. I'm just letting you know early. I'll holla. Peace.
You can lease one with $0 down for only $206 a month. Easy Plan customers can lease a nicely equipped 2013 Focus SE for only $206 a month.